The mystery of the Gurning Man of Glasgow. In the quiet neighbourhoods of Glasgow during the 1970s, a series of unusual sightings began to unsettle the local population, particularly women walking alone at night. These reports centred around a mysterious figure who would come to be known as the Gurning Man of Glasgow. Though no crimes were ever linked to his appearances, the encounters were strange enough to leave lasting impressions on those who saw him. Despite multiple sightings across different districts, the man was never identified, and the true nature of his behaviour remains unexplained. Witnesses consistently described the figure as tall and very thin, wearing tight-fitting black clothing that clung to his lanky frame, but it was not his appearance alone that caused discomfort. The man was often seen performing exaggerated facial contortions, what in Scottish slang is referred to as gurning. These strange expressions, combined with his silent demeanour, gave the encounters a deeply unsettling quality. Some witnesses said he appeared to mimic them, copying their movements or facial expressions without saying a word. Others reported him simply standing and watching, his face twisted into a grotesque smile or grimace. Most of the sightings occurred during the late evening or nighttime hours, often in residential areas or near parks. The man would appear suddenly and vanish just as quickly. In some cases, he was seen standing motionless under streetlights or near fences, as if waiting. In others, he was observed pacing back and forth, seemingly lost in his own strange world. Despite the disturbing nature of his presence, he never attempted to engage anyone physically or verbally. This made the events all the more perplexing. There was no clear motive, no demand, no message, only silence and an eerie performance of bizarre facial movements. The Glasgow police took the reports seriously at first, particularly because many of the witnesses were frightened by their encounters. However, as time passed and no physical harm was reported, the sightings were gradually dismissed or faded from official attention. Yet the stories continued to circulate, becoming a kind of urban legend within the community. Those who encountered the Gurning Man remembered him vividly and often recounted their experiences years later with the same sense of confusion and unease. Theories about the Gurning Man range widely. Some suggest he was an eccentric local resident with a unique way of expressing himself. Others believe the sightings may have involved a person dealing with a mental health condition, though no such individual was ever identified. Still, a portion of the public has leaned into more paranormal interpretations, wondering if the Gurning Man was something more than human, an entity, a ghost, or even a psychological projection shared among different people. The consistency of the descriptions across various unrelated witnesses only adds to the mystery. Whatever the explanation, the Gurning Man of Glasgow remains one of the city's most unusual unsolved mysteries. Mysterious video shows a UFO during the Red Arrows display at the Queen's Jubilee. During the Queen's Jubilee celebration, an event marked by grandeur and national pride, a moment of mystery unfolded in the skies above London. The Red Arrows, the Royal Air Force's renowned aerobatics team, performed a spectacular flypast that mesmerised spectators both on the ground and watching on television. Yet, among the vibrant trails of red, white and blue left behind by the jets, some viewers noticed something unexpected, a strange, circular object cutting across the display in a flash. The sighting has since sparked curiosity, debate and fascination among UFO researchers and the public alike. Footage from the event, captured and shared by major broadcasters including Sky News, as well as aviation channel Big Jet TV, appears to show an unknown object zipping through the air. The object moves rapidly and at a perpendicular angle to the formation of jets, drawing attention for both its speed and trajectory. Unlike the deliberate and synchronized flight of the Red Arrows, this unidentified aerial presence moves with a spontaneity that is hard to explain. Its sudden appearance and quick exit have fueled speculation about its origin and purpose. Observers were quick to share their thoughts, particularly on platforms like Reddit, where one viewer noted how the object moved far too fast to be explained by a balloon, bird, or even a typical drone. Its flight path, they argued, was too controlled and its acceleration too sharp. To many, this added weight to the idea that the object was something truly unexplained, a form of aerial phenomenon that defies conventional understanding. UFO researchers have long discussed the appearance of small orb-like objects near large public gatherings. These orbs are one of the most commonly reported types of UFOs and are often described as silent, spherical, and capable of high-speed movement with sudden changes in direction. Their presence has been noted near sporting events, air shows, and even during military exercises. Some researchers believe that these objects are drawn to events where human emotion and energy are high, suggesting a kind of observational role, almost as if the orbs are watching or monitoring the scene below. In the case of the Queen's Jubilee, the appearance of such an object during a high-profile televised event has only added to its intrigue. The sheer number of cameras and eyewitnesses present makes this incident stand out from more anecdotal UFO sightings. The fact that it was captured from multiple angles and broadcast to a large audience provides a rare opportunity to analyze the footage in detail. Despite this, the object remains unidentified, with no official explanation from the authorities. Some believe the object may be a form of advanced surveillance technology, while others lean toward more speculative interpretations involving phenomena not yet understood by modern science. Regardless of the theory, the sighting has reopened discussions about what might be observing us from above. Whether coincidence or something more intentional, the object's presence during a moment of national celebration raises questions that remain unanswered. The mystery of King Charles's new official portrait. On May 14, 2024, the unveiling of King Charles's new official portrait sent waves through both the art world and the general public. Unlike the calm, stately images often associated with royal portraiture, this painting broke sharply from tradition. Painted in a dominant, almost overwhelming shade of red, it presented the monarch in a striking, contemplative pose, but with an undertone that many described as haunting. The portrait's unsettling aesthetic would have been enough on its own to stir discussion, but the events leading up to its reveal added a mysterious layer that no one could ignore. Just weeks before the portrait was made public, on April 24th, a peculiar incident occurred in London that left many both disturbed and intrigued. A white horse, stained with what appeared to be red liquid, was seen galloping through the city streets. The horse appeared panicked and disoriented, its pale coat streaked with vivid red. Eyewitnesses described the animal as though it had emerged from a surreal scene, majestic but terrifying. Not long after the painting's reveal, online users began experimenting with the image, reversing, filtering, and enhancing it in search of hidden meanings. What they uncovered only deepened the intrigue and added an eerie dimension to an already mysterious work of art. One of the most viral discoveries came when someone mirrored the image vertically, placing the right half of the painting against its reversed left side. The result, to the astonishment of many, appeared to reveal a terrifying horned figure emerging from the background. With what looked like curved horns protruding from its head, deep-set dark eyes, and a distorted mouth, the symmetrical composition gave the illusion of a looming presence that had gone unnoticed in the original portrait. The mirroring trick spread like wildfire. Users on social media began sharing their reactions, ranging from fascination to genuine discomfort. Some believed there was more to it, suggesting that the hidden figure was too detailed and too well aligned to be purely accidental. The theories multiplied quickly. Some suggested the horned creature represented a metaphorical shadow, the burdens of the monarchy, the legacy of centuries of rule, or even a symbolic battle between image and identity. Others leaned into the supernatural, connecting the image to ancient symbols of power, mythology, or even darker interpretations. The fact that the painting was already drenched in red, a color loaded with emotional weight and historical connotation, only amplified the reactions. The artist, Jonathan Yeo, did not immediately respond to the mirrored image phenomenon, which only added to the mystery. What makes this entire episode so captivating is how it taps into something deeply human, the need to find meaning in what we see, especially when that meaning feels hidden, cryptic, or emotionally charged. Whether the horned figure was a trick of light, a subconscious composition, or something far more intentional, it transformed a royal portrait into something much more than art. It became a puzzle, a viral mystery, and for many, a portal into larger questions about power, perception, and the messages buried beneath the surface of tradition. The Canadian police investigate after 14th human foot washes up on the coastline. In a development that has both puzzled and concerned the public, another human foot has washed ashore along the British Columbia coastline. This most recent find, discovered on Gabriola Island in the Georgia Strait, marks the 14th such incident since 2007. The discovery, like those before it, has sparked an ongoing investigation by Canadian authorities, particularly the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, who continue to search for patterns and explanations behind this strange phenomenon. Each of the feet has been found wearing a shoe, with the most recent one inside a hiking boot, drawing both public curiosity and scientific inquiry. The latest foot was found just after midday by a man walking along the beach. Upon noticing something stuck in the shoreline debris, he realized it resembled a foot inside a boot. Police later confirmed that it was indeed human remains, prompting an official investigation. After this story was reported by media outlets, it quickly captured the public's attention, reigniting interest in a mystery that has haunted the region for over a decade. Since 2007, a total of 14 shoe-clad feet have surfaced along the shores of British Columbia, most of them encased in running shoes. Authorities have said these are just the confirmed cases. There may be more that have gone unnoticed or unreported. These occurrences have led to widespread speculation about their origin, with theories ranging from natural disasters to boating accidents, and even more dramatic possibilities, such as criminal activity. In one notable case from December 2017, a man walking his dog along the southern edge of Vancouver Island stumbled upon one of these feet. The dog, intrigued by something caught in seaweed, led its owner to the remains. This foot was later found to belong to a 79-year-old man from Washington state who had previously been reported missing. The discovery, while offering some closure in that instance, raised even more questions about how and why the foot had separated and drifted across the international border. One of the key reasons the feet have been discovered intact is due to the protective nature of modern footwear. Running shoes and hiking boots are built from durable, buoyant materials that resist decomposition and float on water, which may explain why the feet are preserved while the rest of the remains are never recovered. In many of the cases investigated, forensic experts and coroners have found no signs of foul play. There has been no evidence of trauma or harm, leading investigators to rule out suspicious activity in most cases. Instead, natural separation due to decomposition in aquatic environments is considered a likely cause. Despite this, the mystery continues to attract attention not only from the public, but from forensic scientists and marine experts. Some researchers have explored the possibility that natural disasters, such as the 2004 tsunami in the Indian Ocean, may have displaced bodies and sent them adrift across the Pacific. Others consider the idea that boating accidents, airline incidents, or individuals lost at sea could be behind some of the cases. While such events are tragic, the repeated finding of only feet, particularly those still wearing shoes, makes the situation highly unusual. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, along with the Provincial Coroner's Office and forensic identification specialists, are currently working to determine the identity of the most recent remains. DNA testing, shoe analysis, and comparison with missing persons databases are among the methods used to match the remains with known individuals. Authorities have successfully identified some of the feet in the past, which has provided closure for a few families. Still, many remain unidentified, leaving open-ended questions about the origins of the rest. In total, of the known cases, 2 matching pairs have been identified, while the remaining feet belong to individual cases. Most of the feet have been identified as male, further narrowing the scope of investigation but not offering a complete answer. The lack of signs of injury or harm adds a layer of complexity, as it suggests that the separations were likely the result of natural processes rather than violent events. As Canadian investigators continue to work on the case, the appearance of yet another foot has reignited interest in solving this unsettling coastal mystery. While advances in forensic science have helped identify some of the remains, the broader question, why this specific region has seen such a concentration of these discoveries, remains unanswered. Until more information comes to light, the investigation into British Columbia's washing up feet will continue to capture the imagination and concern of those both locally and around the world. The mystery of the ghost blimp. In 1942, a bizarre incident unfolded off the coast of California that has never been fully explained. What began as a routine patrol mission ended in mystery when a US Navy blimp, designated L8, returned to land without its crew. The blimp was in perfect condition, its engines still running, but its two-man team had vanished without a trace. To this day, the disappearance of the crew remains one of the strangest unsolved events in American military history. The blimp had departed early in the morning from Treasure Island, San Francisco Bay, with Lieutenant Ernest Cody and Ensign Charles Adams aboard. Their mission was straightforward: patrol the coastline for any signs of enemy submarines. With the war at its height, such assignments were common and usually uneventful. The two men were experienced and familiar with the aircraft, and the weather conditions that day were calm and clear. Initial radio contact with the blimp indicated nothing unusual. However, after a final report about investigating a possible oil slick on the water's surface, often an indicator of a submerged submarine, all communication ceased. Hours later, residents of Daly City, south of San Francisco, looked up to see the same blimp drifting silently overhead, sagging slightly but otherwise undamaged. It eventually came to rest in the middle of a suburban street, catching on utility poles and rooftops. Emergency crews arrived quickly, expecting to assist the crew, only to find the gondola empty. What investigators found inside only deepened the mystery. All safety equipment was still in place. The parachutes, lifeboats, and radio were untouched. The door was latched open, but there was no sign of a struggle, distress, or mechanical failure. It was as if the two men had simply vanished into thin air. The condition of the blimp suggested it had been flying on autopilot for some time before descending. The Navy launched an extensive investigation. They explored every possible explanation, from mechanical failure that might have led the men to exit mid-air to the idea that they may have fallen overboard while attempting repairs. Yet, the blimp's structure and equipment showed no signs that either man had been required to leave the gondola, and no remains or personal effects were ever recovered. The waters where they disappeared were searched thoroughly, with no results. Over time, the story of the L8 became known as the ghost blimp. Some have speculated that the disappearance involved more than just wartime accidents or human error. With the aircraft intact and weather conditions favorable, theories about something stranger at work began to circulate. While the military considered the matter closed after exhausting all conventional avenues, others remain convinced that the mystery is deeper than official accounts suggest. Whether due to a bizarre accident, unknown forces, or something more mysterious, the fate of Lieutenant Cody and Ensign Adams remains unsolved. In the annals of Bigfoot lore, tales of strange encounters and mysterious sightings abound, captivating the imaginations of believers and skeptics alike. Yet amidst the countless stories of fleeting glimpses and blurry photographs, one encounter stands out as particularly compelling. The story of a man who claims to have photographed a female Bigfoot with what appeared to be a baby on its back in a remote mountain wilderness area. The story begins with a man whose identity remains shrouded in anonymity, embarking on a solo expedition into the rugged and untamed wilderness of the mountains. The man called himself Mark, but added that this wasn't his real name, as he was concerned about privacy and safety and wanted to maintain anonymity. The man claimed to have come across a mysterious creature while trekking at Wonder Mountain Wilderness, which is a region that includes Wonder Mountain in the Olympic National Forest on the Olympic Peninsula of Washington, D.C. He was walking along a small mountain trail when all of a sudden he noticed a black mass in front of him. He added that he had seen them stand on two legs, and that at first he had assumed the creature to be a black bear, noting how strangely humanoid they appeared when they did so. This phenomena of people confusing black bears for Bigfoot has happened all throughout the world, especially in areas where both animals are known to live. Despite the fact that Bigfoot and black bears are clearly distinct species, there are a number of elements that can cause confusion and result in false sightings and identifications. The physical similarities between black bears and Bigfoot, especially in low light or from a distance, are one of the main causes of confusion between the two species. It can be challenging to tell the two species apart, because they are both huge bipedal mammals with dark fur, especially in poorly light or hidden areas like dense forests or heavy underbrush. But the man claimed that upon closer inspection, he was able to determine that this was unquestionably not a black bear. The man claimed that the creature in question was a female and that it wasn't alone. Clinging to her back is what appears to be a small, juvenile Bigfoot, its fur matted and unkempt. The man said he couldn't believe what was happening and quickly snapped a photograph with his camera, adding that it's blurry due to the fact the female Bigfoot was moving at the time the image was taken. As quickly as he sighted the creature, he said that the encounter was over almost as quickly as it began. The man observed the female Bigfoot and her young disappear back into the wilderness, saying that he was astounded by how disguised they both were and that he would have never known they were there if he hadn't seen them. Interestingly, Bigfoot researchers have said that the dense vegetation and complex terrain of forest environments provide great opportunities for Bigfoot to conceal itself from sight, adding that thick underbrush, dense foliage, and rugged terrain can all provide natural cover and concealment for these large animals. In tests carried out by numerous Bigfoot researchers, participants were instructed to dress like Bigfoot and stand just a few meters away from the creatures in the forest. It is said that because of the dense undergrowth, it is nearly impossible to spot them, and because they are so well camouflaged against the forest's backdrop, you wouldn't even know they were there. The man said that the photographs were captured back in 2016 and added that due to the clarity and detail of the image, you can make out various details. As with many of these encounters, it would go on to capture the attention of Bigfoot enthusiasts, researchers, and skeptics alike. The photographs were analyzed by experts in the field, who said that there's no denying that this creature is a Bigfoot, adding that it can't get mistaken for a bear. For believers, it is photographs like this that represent a long-awaited breakthrough in the search for definitive proof of Bigfoot's existence. The clarity and detail of the images, combined with the corroborating testimony of the man, lend credibility to the possibility that these elusive creatures may indeed roam the remote wilderness areas of the world. Skeptics, on the other hand, remain unconvinced by these types of photographs, citing the lack of independent verification and the possibility of hoax or misidentification. Interestingly, this isn't the first time that someone has claimed to have encountered a female Bigfoot. Hikers who report encountering female Bigfoot often describe the experience as both awe-inspiring and unnerving. The sight of a large bipedal creature with dark fur or hair, humanoid features, and a distinctly feminine appearance can be a profoundly surreal and unsettling experience, leaving a lasting impression on those who witness it. One of the most striking aspects of encounters with female Bigfoot is the creature's size and physical presence. Female Bigfoot are often described as being similar in size and stature to adult Bigfoot males, with a height ranging from 6 to 8 feet tall and a robust, muscular build. Their dark fur or hair is typically described as being thick and unkempt, with a matted appearance that blends seamlessly into the surrounding wilderness environment. In addition to their physical appearance, female Bigfoot are often reported to exhibit behaviors that are both curious and cautious. Some hikers claim to have observed female Bigfoot watching them from a distance, displaying a mixture of curiosity and wariness as they observe the human intruders in their territory. Others report encounters in which female Bigfoot are seen foraging for food, caring for young, or engaging in social interactions with other members of their species. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of encounters with female Bigfoot is the possibility of observing maternal behavior. While the details of Bigfoot's social structure and family dynamics remain largely speculative, some hikers claim to have witnessed female Bigfoot caring for young offspring, leading to speculation about the creature's biology and family life. These accounts offer tantalizing hints about the elusive creature's behavior and social structure, shedding light on the mysteries of Bigfoot's existence. Despite the compelling nature of these accounts, skeptics and critics remain skeptical of the idea of encountering female Bigfoot in the wilderness. They argue that the lack of concrete evidence, such as clear photographs, videos, or physical remains, makes it difficult to verify the authenticity of these claims. Furthermore, they point to the prevalence of hoaxes, misidentifications, and exaggerations in Bigfoot lore as reasons to approach such accounts with caution and skepticism. However, for those who have had first-hand encounters with female Bigfoot in the wilderness, the experience is often deeply profound and transformative. Whether the encounters are fleeting glimpses from a distance or up-close encounters with the creature in its natural habitat, they leave a lasting impression on those who witness them, sparking a sense of wonder, curiosity, and reverence for the mysteries of the natural world. Recently, a retired army member bravely shared intriguing insights regarding the fate of the human soul after your last moments. He said the following: "When you pass away, you have choices. When you leave your physical body, it's very typical for you to see yourself standing next to your body, with either your loved ones or EMTs, or whatever your circumstances are, and you see yourself, and then you will hear a voice, and you will see the tunnel of light, and the voice will be calling you, or you will hear the voice telepathically telling you to come on. As you stand there and look at the tunnel of light, you have a choice. You can go up to the tunnel of light, where you'll be with other loved ones that had crossed over, and you'll be put into a system where you are caught in a reincarnation cycle. Or you can turn around and put the tunnel of light around you, and what you will see is the entire universe. If you choose the universe instead of the tunnel of light, whatever dimension you came from when you came down here to Earth, if you choose the universe and you say to yourself, 'I wish to go home,' you will return to that dimension from which you came. You will leave here and go back to that dimension, where I'm told you will be reunited with your soul growth because we were multidimensional. I've never shared this information before." End quote. Consciousness, the mysterious essence of our existence, has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and mystics for centuries. It is the foundation of our subjective experience, the inner theatre where thoughts, emotions, and perceptions dance in a symphony of awareness. Yet, despite our best efforts to understand it, consciousness remains one of the greatest mysteries of the human experience. At its core, consciousness is the subjective experience of being alive, the feeling of I am that pervades our waking moments. It encompasses our thoughts, sensations, and emotions, providing us with a continuous stream of awareness that shapes our perception of the world. And yet, despite its ubiquity in human experience, consciousness defies easy explanation. One of the most perplexing aspects of consciousness is its relationship to the physical brain. While it is clear that our subjective experience arises from the activity of neurons and neural networks in the brain, the precise mechanisms by which this occurs remain elusive. Scientists have made significant strides in understanding the neural correlates of consciousness, the specific brain regions and patterns of activity associated with different aspects of conscious experience, but the fundamental nature of consciousness itself remains a mystery. One of the key questions in the study of consciousness is known as the hard problem, the question of how and why subjective experience arises from physical processes in the brain. While it is relatively straightforward to correlate neural activity with specific cognitive functions, such as perception, memory, and language, explaining why these activities give rise to conscious awareness is far more challenging. This gap between brain activity and subjective experience is often described as the explanatory gap, and it lies at the heart of the mystery of consciousness. Another puzzle of consciousness is its apparent unity and coherence. Despite the brain's complexity and the multitude of neural processes occurring at any given moment, our conscious experience remains remarkably integrated and seamless. This phenomenon, known as the binding problem, raises questions about how the disparate elements of consciousness, sensations, perceptions, emotions, and thoughts, are unified into a single cohesive experience. Furthermore, consciousness exhibits a number of curious properties that defy easy explanation. For example, it is characterized by its subjective first-person perspective, the sense of being that each of us experiences from within. This subjective perspective is deeply personal and cannot be directly observed or measured by external observers, posing challenges for scientific study. Consciousness also exhibits qualities such as intentionality, the capacity to be about something, and phenomenality, the qualitative feel of conscious experience, that are difficult to reconcile with purely physical explanations. While scientists have proposed various theories to account for these properties, including functionalist, representationalist, and panpsychist frameworks, none offer a comprehensive solution to the mystery of consciousness. Furthermore, consciousness is intimately tied to the phenomenon of self-awareness, the ability to reflect on one's own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This self-reflective aspect of consciousness gives rise to questions about the nature of the self and its relationship to the external world. Are we merely passive observers of our own consciousness, or do we play an active role in shaping our subjective experience? The mystery of consciousness extends beyond the realm of scientific inquiry and into the realms of philosophy, spirituality, and metaphysics. Throughout history, philosophers and mystics have grappled with questions about the nature of consciousness, its origins, and its ultimate significance. From ancient Eastern traditions that explore the nature of the self through meditation and introspection to Western philosophical debates about the mind-body problem, consciousness has been a perennial subject of fascination and speculation. In recent years, advances in neuroscience, psychology, and artificial intelligence have shed new light on the mysteries of consciousness, offering tantalizing glimpses into its underlying mechanisms. Yet, for all our progress, the essence of consciousness remains elusive, its depths unfathomable by human minds. As we continue to explore the mysteries of consciousness, we are faced with profound questions about the nature of reality, the limits of human knowledge, and the very meaning of existence itself. And while we may never fully unravel the mystery of consciousness, the quest to understand it will continue to inspire curiosity, wonder, and awe for generations to come. Harvard scientists think they've found the physical source of consciousness. Human consciousness has been one of life's greatest enduring mysteries, puzzling theorists, scientists, and philosophers alike for thousands of years. But now scientists have published a study that suggests that we might be one step closer to solving this mystery once and for all. The past few decades have brought multiple leaps and bounds in the field of neuroscience, as technology has allowed researchers to dive deeper into the human brain than ever before. This has allowed us to be able to track brain activity throughout multiple stages of consciousness and alertness, as scientists attempted to piece together how all of these electrical signals come together to create a brain that is unique from most other organisms in its awareness of its own existence. This study highlights research that pinpoints a network of 3 specific brain regions that appear to be related to consciousness in some way. For many years, consciousness has been considered to consist of 2 parts, an arousal portion and an awareness portion. And, while the arousal portion has been linked to the brainstem, the awareness portion of consciousness has been much harder to pin down, although many researchers had suspicions that it lay somewhere on the outer layer of the brain. The Harvard study not only pinpointed the exact brainstem region that generates arousal, but it also found 2 regions of the cortex that seem to work in conjunction to form awareness and, thus, consciousness. Lead researcher Michael Fox from the Medical Center at Harvard Medical School spoke on the impressive significance of these findings by saying that for the first time, we have found a connection between the brainstem region involved in arousal and regions involved in awareness, 2 prerequisites for consciousness. A lot of pieces of evidence all came together to point to this network playing a role in human consciousness. To arrive at this discovery, the team deeply analyzed the brain activity of patients who were unconscious or in a comatose state due to brain lesions and compared them to the brain activity of patients who had also experienced brain lesions but had maintained consciousness in order to try to pinpoint the differences between the 2 groups. Once the regions in question were identified, the researchers verified their conclusions with fMRI scans of 45 patients in vegetative states to ensure that they all experienced disruptions in the network between these 3 regions. Their findings were further verified by these scans, and it seems that science might have at last taken us one step closer to discovering the underlying factors of humanity. Understanding the basis of consciousness can lead to innovations in all fields of science, as consciousness is the foundation of all aspects of humanity. One of the greatest challenges in understanding the human brain is its sheer complexity. With billions of neurons and trillions of connections, the brain is like a vast and intricate network, with each neuron acting as a node in a complex web of information processing. Deciphering the codes and algorithms that govern this network is akin to unraveling the secrets of the universe itself, requiring the collaboration of researchers from diverse fields such as neuroscience, computer science, and artificial intelligence. Yet, for all our progress, the mysteries of the human brain are far from being solved. From the origins of consciousness to the nature of creativity and intuition, there is still much we do not know about how the brain works and why it works the way it does. As we continue to unravel these mysteries, we are not only expanding our understanding of the human mind, but also unlocking new possibilities for improving human health, enhancing cognitive function, and even transcending the limits of the brain itself. The International Space Station, a representation of global cooperation and scientific research, is located in the immense emptiness of space, where humanity's reach reaches beyond the limits of our planet. However, in 2015, a unique incident disturbed the peace of this orbiting laboratory, as an unidentified flying object was photographed by the International Space Station's cameras, igniting curiosity, conjecture, and discussion among astronomers, researchers, and enthusiasts worldwide. The incident occurred in 2015, when the International Space Station's live video feed captured footage of a large triangular-shaped object approaching the station's cameras from a distance. As the object drew closer, it appeared to change course, maneuvering with remarkable agility and precision through the vacuum of space. Toby Lund, a UFO researcher, was following the live stream when he saw a sizable object emerge. He swiftly snapped a screenshot of the object and said that he was glad he did, as the live feed abruptly stopped as soon as the object was visible. According to UFO researchers who monitor the live stream, this is actually a frequent occurrence. The feed will mysteriously stop any time an unusual object is visible to the cameras. Researchers have concluded that this is the extent officials will go to in order to prevent us from learning the truth. Several news outlets said that they never received a response from NASA when they attempted to inquire about their thoughts on what they believed the item to be. This is one of the more well-known images of a purported UFO spotted near the space station, and according to believers, the craft in question is a big triangular object, which is well known in the UFO community as one of the most frequently sighted UFOs. These craft reportedly have the ability to silently hover in the skies and swiftly depart the area when necessary. Researchers disagree as to which group these crafts belong. Some claim that these are the military's new stealth line, while others argue that this is unlikely given that some of these moon-shaped objects have been spotted in close proximity to the moon. The appearance of the UFO on the ISS's cameras prompted speculation about its origin, nature, and purpose, and some suggested that it could be a natural phenomenon, such as a meteor or space debris caught in the glare of the station's lights. However, due to how clear the object is, it's caused many to consider other possibilities. One theory proposed by enthusiasts is that the mysterious object is of extraterrestrial origin, a spacecraft piloted by beings from another world, exploring our solar system and observing human activity in orbit. This hypothesis, while speculative, is supported by the long history of UFO sightings and encounters reported by astronauts, cosmonauts, and space agencies throughout the history of space exploration. Another possibility is that the mysterious aircraft was a secret military or experimental craft developed by terrestrial governments to test advanced propulsion systems or surveillance technologies in the near-Earth environment. While this theory cannot be ruled out entirely, the international nature of the ISS and the transparency of its operations make it unlikely that such a craft would be deployed in close proximity to the station without prior notification or coordination. In the years since the encounter, efforts to identify and explain the UFO seen near the International Space Station in 2015 have yielded few definitive answers. While some have dismissed the incident as a mundane anomaly or camera artifact, others remain convinced that it represents compelling evidence of extraterrestrial visitation or technological prowess beyond our current understanding. Nikola Tesla, a Serbian inventor, can be considered as one of the most intriguing personalities in history due to his remarkable achievements and lasting impact. With his exceptional work, Tesla not only left a significant mark on the world, but also became an enigmatic figure that continues to captivate the minds of many. Although Tesla's accomplishments and inventions have garnered widespread attention and media coverage, there is a trove of rumors and undisclosed secrets surrounding the renowned inventor in recent times. These revelations have surfaced through letters he penned to both friends and investors, shedding light on previously unknown aspects of his life and work. The exploration of these hidden facets has provided invaluable insights into the enigmatic genius that Nikola Tesla was. His quest for advancing science and technology led him to envision a weapon of unprecedented power, a death ray capable of delivering an annihilating force to enemy targets from great distances. He envisioned the death ray as a particle beam weapon that would transmit focused energy waves over vast distances. This weapon would harness and amplify the power of electricity, directing it towards enemy aircraft, ships, or even entire armies. An interesting FBI document has been released that details Nikola Tesla did in fact create a death ray. The article reads as follows. Reference is made to the Bureau letter dated January 21, 1943, which bore a caption similar to that mentioned above. The reference letter dealt with the death, on January 7, 1943, of the famous inventor Nikola Tesla, who, as well as being the inventor of alternating current, perfected many electrical devices. He is also credited with having developed the death ray, which would safeguard any country from attack by air. On June 9, 1945, a Ralph Bergstresser of New York City furnished information of a non-specific nature, indicating that it was his belief that persons sympathetic to Russia were making an effort to secure the effects of Nikola Tesla in order to salvage therefrom any models or designs of possible military value. Mr. Bergstresser claimed that he heard that Abraham Spaney, president of the National Latex Corporation of Dover and Delaware, was the motivating influence behind this attempt to obtain Tesla's papers, which are presently held in storage at the Manhattan Storage Warehouse in New York City. Bergstresser promised to return to the New York Field Division shortly after his initial visit and furnish further and more specific information to support his claims. He was not heard from again until September 27, 1945, at which time he furnished the following additional information. He said that a boyhood chum of his from Wichita, Kansas, Blois Fitzgerald, had been Tesla's protege and one of the inventor's few confidants. According to Bergstresser, Fitzgerald, who is now an Army private stationed at Wright Field, Dayton, Ohio, is a brilliant 29-year-old scientist who spent endless hours with Tesla prior to the latter's passing, during which time Tesla explained to him secret experiments. Bergstresser stated that Fitzgerald met Tesla in November 1942, but he has been corresponding with the latter since 1935. According to the informant, Fitzgerald had developed some sort of anti-tank gun, the details of which he presented to Tesla, who made certain corrections in design and specifications to further perfect the weapon. Bergstresser related that sometime in December 1942, when Fitzgerald was attending a meeting of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, he made the acquaintance of Abraham Spanel, who became interested in Fitzgerald's gun. Spanel offered financial aid to Fitzgerald, and the two were in the closest contact with each other for a considerable period of time. Bergstresser said that Fitzgerald had lined up a deal for the purchase of the gun, but for some reason, Spanel blocked this deal by reaching top men in the company. Spanel is then reported as having obtained a job for Fitzgerald with the Higgins Shipbuilding Company in New Orleans and negotiated a contract with Fitzgerald for the purchase and manufacture of the gun in a manner which would return a percentage of the profits to Spanel. According to Bergstresser, Fitzgerald is presently working on the perfecting of Tesla's death ray, which, in Fitzgerald's opinion, is the only possible defense against offensive use by another nation of the atomic bomb. In this connection, it is noted that the New York Times of September 22, 1940, in an article entitled Science in the News by William Lawrence, science editor, states that Tesla divulged to Lawrence the fact that he had developed a death ray or teleforce, which Tesla claimed would melt airplane motors at a distance of 250 miles, so that an invisible Chinese wall would be built around a country against attack by an enemy air force. This electrical device would operate by the generation of power from a plant, a number of which might be located strategically along our coastlines, and the beam of which would melt any engine within a radius of 250 miles. Bergstresser stated that during Fitzgerald's acquaintance with Spanel, Fitzgerald had told Spanel of his associations with Tesla, and had apparently described to Spanel some of Tesla's most secret work. Bergstresser believes that Spanel, who he claims is definitely pro-Russian in attitude, is now attempting through legal procedure to secure custody of Tesla's effects, which are now held by Tesla's only heirs, one Sava Kosanovic, who is presently in Yugoslavia occupying some governmental post. Nikola Tesla, widely regarded as one of the most brilliant intellects of our time, is now recognized for his groundbreaking contributions. Although his genius was not fully appreciated during his lifetime, the years following his death have brought a newfound respect for his visionary pursuits. Tesla fearlessly delved into the realm of electricity, exploring its potential and pioneering advancements, such as anti-gravity technology and the enigmatic concept of the ether. Similar to many other influential thinkers from the past, Tesla's profound impact on modern-day life often goes unnoticed by contemporary audiences. It is through his extraordinary intellect that the world has witnessed groundbreaking inventions like electricity, radar, microwaves, radio, drones, and countless other remarkable advancements. Undoubtedly, Tesla epitomizes a man whose genius was destined for a different era. Tesla embraced an ancient mystical concept called the ether, which he discussed extensively, and believed he could harness its powers to shape a future filled with extraordinary devices, transforming humanity's capabilities. This led to a well-known quote attributed to Nikola Tesla, wherein he envisioned a world where wireless communication would turn the entire Earth into a vast interconnected network, allowing instantaneous communication and vivid visual and auditory experiences between people no matter the distance. Furthermore, he envisioned handheld devices that could enable these remarkable interactions. The inventor is often associated with a fascinating invention known as his oscillating machine. It has been said that this machine had the capability to create small earthquakes in its surrounding area. Interestingly, it was observed that the machine's power would gradually increase the longer it was left turned on. While some argue that these reports are exaggerated, there is a recorded event from 1912 where a journalist interviewed Tesla, and he provided a detailed description of his initial testing of the machine in practical terms. According to the inventor himself, Tesla had brought a small version of his oscillating device, no larger than an alarm clock, and attached the device to the steel framework of a building still undergoing construction. After adjusting the oscillator, the building began to tremble, and the structure quickly came down, with many believing that an earthquake had just occurred. The police had been called shortly after, as an investigation quickly began, causing Tesla to quickly retrieve his device and leaving shortly after. Although many now believe that the story was made up by Nikola Tesla for nothing more than additional media attention, others disagree given the fact that, theoretically, if an oscillating device could match the resonance frequency of an object, it could begin to cause it to vibrate and tear apart similar to that of a violin shattering a crystal glass. Today, there are no surviving mechanisms of such a device, though researchers are now well aware of a phenomenon known as resonance frequency, in which any element can be broken down when subjected to certain frequencies and vibrations. Sakhalin Island, situated off the eastern coast of Russia, is renowned for its rugged landscapes, rich biodiversity, and fascinating history. Yet, amid its natural wonders and cultural heritage, one strange legend stands out: the tale of the Sakhalin Island seawolf. The story of the Sakhalin Island seawolf dates back to 2006, when Russian soldiers stationed on the island stumbled upon a bizarre and otherworldly creature washed ashore on its remote coastline. According to accounts from the time, the creature was unlike anything the soldiers had ever seen before, possessing a strange and unsettling appearance that defied explanation. Based on a scientific study, the skeletal analysis has revealed that the bones and teeth under scrutiny do not belong to a fish species. Contrary to initial assumptions, the remains do not align with those of a crocodile or alligator. Surprisingly, the skull structure bears resemblance to that of a canine, a stark deviation from the expected reptilian features. Moreover, the hind part of the creature corresponds to that of a fish, raising intriguing questions about its evolutionary lineage and anatomical peculiarities. Described as a massive creature with a sleek tail and possessing silver fur, the seawolf struck an imposing figure as it lay sprawled on the sandy beach, its long, sinewy limbs splayed out around it. Its presence elicited a mixture of awe and fear among the soldiers, who approached cautiously, unsure of what they had discovered. As word of the creature's discovery spread, rumors and speculation ran rampant among the island's inhabitants. Some believed it to be a mythical sea monster, while others speculated that it was a genetic mutation or an extraterrestrial being from another world. Yet, Despite the myriad theories and conjectures, the true nature of the Sakhalin Island seawolf remained shrouded in mystery. Oddly enough, in the days that followed, it was reported that military helicopters took the specimen away in hopes of studying the mysterious creature and unlocking the secrets of its origin. However, no further update was given in regard to what the creature was and where it came from. As the scientific community debated the origins of the Sakhalin Island seawolf, local legends and folklore began to emerge, weaving tales of mysterious creatures said to inhabit off the coast of the island. Yet, despite skeptics saying that the creature is a whale, the true nature of the Sakhalin Island seawolf remained elusive. As quickly as it had appeared, the creature vanished from the public eye, leaving behind only whispers and speculation in its wake. In the years that followed, many suggested that the mysterious creature could have been a globster. Globsters, mysterious and perplexing entities that wash ashore on beaches around the world, have long captured the imagination of scientists, researchers, and curious onlookers alike. These mysterious masses of organic matter, often described as amorphous, gelatinous blobs, defy easy classification and have given rise to a plethora of theories and conjectures regarding their origins and nature. The term globster was coined in the late 1960s by Ivan T. Sanderson, a noted zoologist and cryptozoologist, to describe anomalous marine carcasses that defied conventional identification. These peculiar entities, often characterized by their massive size, unusual appearance, and lack of recognizable features, have since become the subject of intense scrutiny and speculation within the scientific community. One of the most famous globsters in history washed ashore on a beach in Tasmania in 1960. Dubbed the Tasmanian globster, this massive gelatinous mass captivated onlookers and confounded experts with its bizarre appearance and unknown origin. Initial assessments suggested that it may have been a decomposing whale carcass, but further analysis revealed discrepancies that cast doubt on this explanation. Subsequent globster sightings have only added to the mystery surrounding these mysterious entities. From the St. Augustine monster discovered in Florida in 1896 to the Chilean blob found in Punta Arenas in 2003, globsters have continued to baffle and intrigue scientists and laypeople alike with their inexplicable presence and perplexing characteristics. One of the most perplexing aspects of globsters is their apparent lack of identifiable features. Unlike typical marine carcasses, which often retain recognizable anatomical structures such as bones, fins, and scales, globsters are typically devoid of such characteristics, presenting instead as amorphous, shapeless masses of organic material. This lack of distinct features has led to a wide range of hypotheses regarding the true nature of globsters. Some researchers have proposed that they may be the remains of unknown or undiscovered species of marine animals, while others have suggested that they may be the result of natural processes such as decomposition or taphonomy. Another theory posits that globsters may be the result of human activities, such as pollution or military experiments that have altered the natural environment and led to the creation of these mysterious entities. While there is little concrete evidence to support this hypothesis, it remains a subject of speculation and debate among scientists and researchers. In recent years, advances in technology and analytical techniques have allowed scientists to gain new insights into the nature of globsters. DNA analysis, isotopic analysis, and other cutting-edge methods have provided valuable information about the composition and origin of these mysterious entities, shedding new light on their strange nature. Yet, despite these advancements, many questions remain unanswered. The true origin and nature of globsters continue to elude scientists, leaving them to ponder the mysteries of these perplexing entities and the secrets they may hold about the hidden depths of the ocean and the vast unknowns that lie beyond. The mysterious Trunko. Trunko, the cryptid sea creature that has captivated the imagination of cryptozoologists and enthusiasts alike, remains one of the most mysterious and elusive entities in the realm of unexplained phenomena. Described as a massive, furry and trunked sea creature resembling a hybrid between a polar bear and an elephant, Trunko has been the subject of numerous sightings and reports, yet its existence continues to elude scientific validation. In the coastal town of Margate, South Africa, on October 25, 1924, a strange creature, affectionately dubbed as Trunko, made its mysterious appearance, triggering a wave of fascination and speculation among locals and beyond. The fascinating account of this event was chronicled in an article titled "Fish Like a Polar Bear" that graced the pages of London's esteemed Daily Mail on December 27, 1924. According to reports, Trunko was first sighted engaged in a dramatic confrontation with two formidable killer whales in the turbulent waters. The intense battle unfolded over a span of 3 gripping hours, during which the unusual creature astounded onlookers by skillfully deploying its powerful tail to fend off the relentless attacks of its adversaries. A remarkable feat attributed to Trunko was its ability to propel itself out of the water to an impressive height of approximately 20 feet. During its 10-day stay on Margate Beach, a mysterious creature emerged, yet despite its presence, no scientific investigation was conducted on the carcass while it remained stranded. Consequently, a detailed and reliable description of the creature was never documented, and up until September 2010, it was widely believed that no photographs of the creature had ever been made public. There were unverified accounts from unidentified individuals who allegedly described the creature as having lustrous snowy white fur, an enormous elephant-like trunk, a tail reminiscent of a lobster, and a bloodless carcass. Beachgoers who encountered the creature attempted to measure it, revealing that it spanned a massive 47 feet or 14 meters in length, stood 10 feet or 3 meters wide, and towered 5 feet or 1.5 meters in height. Additional measurements included a trunk length of 5 feet with a diameter of 14 inches, a 10-foot tail, and fur length of 8 inches. The lack of scientific inquiry, combined with the descriptions provided, shrouded the creature in mystery, leaving many perplexed by its peculiar characteristics and unexplained features. In the years that followed, additional sightings of Trunko were reported, further fueling the mystery surrounding this cryptid sea creature. Witnesses described encountering a similar creature in various locations around the world, including Australia and Antarctica, leading some researchers to speculate that Trunko may be a migratory species with a wide-ranging habitat. One of the most intriguing aspects of Trunko is its purported ability to withstand extreme conditions and exhibit remarkable physical prowess. Witnesses have reported observing Trunko engaging in acrobatic feats, such as somersaults and backflips, as well as demonstrating incredible strength and agility in its interactions with other marine creatures. Despite the abundance of eyewitness accounts and anecdotal evidence, skeptics remain unconvinced of Trunko's existence, citing the lack of concrete scientific evidence and the possibility of misidentification or hoaxes. Critics argue that many purported sightings of Trunko can be attributed to known marine animals such as whales, seals, or large fish, whose unusual behavior or appearance may have led to misinterpretation. However, proponents of Trunko argue that the sheer volume and consistency of eyewitness reports lend credibility to the existence of this mysterious creature. They point to the similarities between various accounts and the absence of a known species that matches Trunko's unique characteristics, suggesting that it may represent a previously undiscovered species or an evolutionary offshoot of a known marine animal. In recent years, advances in technology and research techniques have provided new opportunities for investigating the mystery of Trunko. DNA analysis, satellite tracking, and underwater exploration have all been proposed as potential avenues for uncovering evidence of Trunko's existence and shedding light on its biology and behavior. Despite these efforts, Trunko remains a mystery, its existence shrouded in mystery and speculation. Whether Trunko represents a real, undiscovered species or merely a figment of the imagination, its legend continues to captivate the minds of cryptozoologists and enthusiasts around the world, inspiring curiosity and wonder about the hidden mysteries of the ocean depths. Until conclusive evidence is obtained, the true nature of Trunko will remain a subject of debate and fascination, adding another layer of intrigue to the rich tapestry of cryptozoological lore. The exploration of Mars has long captivated the imagination of scientists and space enthusiasts alike, with each new discovery shedding light on the planet's mysterious past and potential for extraterrestrial life. Among the many intriguing findings from Mars exploration missions, one particular image captured by NASA's Curiosity rover has sparked widespread interest and speculation: the apparent sighting of what looks like an ammonite in one of its photographs. The image in question was taken by Curiosity's Mastcam camera and subsequently shared with the public by NASA. In the photograph, a small coiled object resembling the fossilized shell of an ancient marine organism can be seen partially buried in the Martian rock. The object's spiral shape and segmented chambers bear a striking resemblance to the shells of terrestrial ammonites, extinct relatives of modern-day cephalopods such as squid and nautilus. The discovery of a potential ammonite fossil on Mars raises a host of tantalizing questions about the planet's past and its potential for harboring life. Ammonites were prolific inhabitants of Earth's oceans for hundreds of millions of years, from the Devonian period to the end of the Cretaceous period, and their fossils are commonly found in sedimentary rocks around the world. The presence of an apparent ammonite fossil on Mars suggests that the planet may have once been home to liquid water and potentially hospitable conditions for life. However, the interpretation of the object in the photograph as an actual fossil remains a subject of debate. While some have pointed to its resemblance to terrestrial ammonites and the possibility of ancient Martian oceans, others have offered alternative explanations for its appearance. One possibility is that the object is a naturally occurring rock formation that has been eroded or weathered into a spiral shape by wind or other geological processes. Another possibility is that it is a concretion, a type of mineral deposit that can form in sedimentary rocks through the precipitation of minerals around a nucleus. Despite these alternative explanations, the discovery of the potential ammonite fossil highlights the importance of continued exploration and investigation of Mars's geological history. Over the past decade, robotic rovers and orbiters have provided unprecedented insights into the planet's past environment, revealing evidence of ancient riverbeds, lake beds, and even possible hot springs. These findings suggest that Mars was once a much warmer and wetter planet than it is today, with conditions that may have been conducive to the emergence and evolution of life. In addition to its potential implications for Mars's past habitability, the discovery of a possible ammonite fossil also underscores the broader significance of astrobiology and the search for life beyond Earth. The exploration of Mars and other planetary bodies in our solar system offers a unique opportunity to study the processes that shape planetary evolution and the conditions necessary for life to arise and thrive. By studying the geology, chemistry, and biology of Mars, scientists hope to gain a better understanding of the potential for life elsewhere in the universe and our place within it. The eruption of Mount Nyiragongo volcano in the Democratic Republic of Congo commenced on the morning of Saturday, May 22, 2021. Lava gushed into neighboring towns from fissures in the southern side of the volcano, leading to catastrophic consequences. As per media reports, the eruption claimed the lives of at least 31 individuals by May 26th, and according to the Ministry of Communications of the Democratic Republic of Congo, a staggering 232,433 people were evacuated from the affected region. This incident marks the first major eruption of Mount Nyiragongo since 2002, when 245 people lost their lives and over 120,000 were rendered homeless. The aftermath illustrates the gravity of the situation, emphasizing the critical need for disaster preparedness and comprehensive response strategies in the region. Oddly enough, just moments before this volcano erupted, someone posted a mysterious photograph showing a green laser going directly into the volcano. The individual conveyed his deep-seated captivation with Mount Nyiragongo, a live stratovolcano nestled in the Virunga Mountains, as the driving force behind his journey to the Congo. Located in the heart of Virunga National Park, the volcano is renowned for its volatile nature and the captivating ever-present lava lake, which never fails to mesmerize onlookers. The photographer indicated that the primary objective encompassed the documentation of this extraordinary geological wonder, intending to encapsulate the unbridled magnificence and force of nature in its purest and most fundamental state. Navigating the challenging route, which meandered through thick vegetation and rough landscapes, posed a formidable task. However, his unwavering resolve and profound dedication to his work propelled him forward. He remained steadfast in his conviction that the gratification of beholding Mount Nyiragongo's magnificent display would justify the strenuous expedition. After a prolonged journey, diligently navigating their path toward the volcano, he conveyed the news that, at last, he and his team had successfully arrived at their designated destination. They were met with a truly awe-inspiring sight. As he gazed through the viewfinder of his camera, a peculiar sight captured his attention. As his eyes scanned the surroundings, meticulously observing every detail, he noticed something strange. A vivid and radiant green laser beam, whose source remained mysterious and distant, was observed piercing into the core of the volcano. This captivating sight stirred curiosity and fascination among the onlookers, prompting a deep interest in the potential implications of such an occurrence. The individual swiftly made precise adjustments to his camera settings, displaying unwavering resolve in his quest to immortalize this unexplainable occurrence. The verdant laser beam added a mystical aura to the volcanic landscape, enveloping the entire crater in an unsettling luminescence. While capturing the radiant green laser on camera, a feeling of disquiet gradually descended upon the mountainous terrain. Beneath his feet, the earth trembled with a menacing intensity, while the fiery lake bellowed a thunderous response. The guides became increasingly alarmed as a sense of panic permeated their ranks, prompting the team to swiftly discern the unmistakable indicators of an approaching volcanic eruption. Following the volcanic eruption, several days passed before the settling of the dust allowed the man to deeply contemplate the unfolding of events. Amidst the aftermath, he found himself introspectively analyzing the sequence of occurrences, seeking to gain a better understanding of what happened. His collection of images, which encompassed not only the puzzling emerald laser, but also various other visuals, had endured through the tumultuous events. These photos continued to serve as a poignant and unsettling memento of the perplexing sequence of events that had transpired before the sudden outburst. The individuals who encountered the visuals were bewildered by the existence of the emerald laser, finding themselves incapable of elucidating its source or objective. The appearance of the green laser left them puzzled and unable to provide any rationale or explanation for its presence. There were various speculations regarding the possible cause of the event. Some suggested that it might have resulted from a natural occurrence triggered by the volcano's extreme heat and pressure. Others considered alternative theories, proposing that it could have originated from an aircraft or a source directly positioned over the volcano. The diverse range of opinions stemmed from the lack of concrete evidence to validate any particular explanation. These conjectures prompted discussions encompassing a wide array of possibilities, reflecting the complexity of the situation. The eruption of the volcano in the Democratic Republic of Congo had devastating consequences, with lava spreading into nearby towns as a result of fissures on the volcano's southern side. Mount Nyiragongo is an exceptional geological marvel, as it stands out as one of the rare volcanoes worldwide that is home to a consistently active lava lake, harboring significant quantities of molten lava within its volcanic crater. Situated within the Virunga supersite, Mount Nyiragongo is part of a chain of volcanoes involved in an international partnership known for advocating for unrestricted access to geophysical satellite data and analysis to aid in mitigating the risks associated with natural disasters. This distinctive feature of the volcano, coupled with its participation in the Virunga supersite, underscores its significance in the realm of earth sciences and disaster management. NASA's Earth Applied Sciences Disasters Program area has been actively engaged in monitoring the volcanic eruption, using Earth-observing data and providing support for efforts related to risk reduction, response, and recovery. In response to a formal request for assistance from Geoscience Australia on behalf of Rwanda, the program is actively involved in conducting interferometric analysis of ESA Sentinel-1 satellite data and monitoring methane emissions, which have been recently observed at Lake Kivu. The active volcanoes scattered across the globe have always captivated the attention and interest of scientists, explorers, and inquisitive onlookers, drawing them to witness the mesmerizing displays of intense volcanic activity. However, beyond the dramatic scenes of billowing smoke and flowing molten lava lies an additional layer of fascination: the enigmatic phenomena and luminous apparitions that have been sighted in the vicinity of these geological marvels. This intriguing aspect adds a further dimension to the already captivating allure of these natural wonders, prompting a deeper exploration of the inexplicable occurrences and celestial displays associated with these geological powerhouses. Numerous first-hand testimonies, spanning from local inhabitants to experts in the field, provide compelling evidence regarding the presence of enigmatic phenomena and illuminations in the vicinity of active volcanoes. These accounts depict shining spheres, radiant apparitions, and peculiar aerial entities that meander through or linger around volcanic terrains. Furthermore, there are claims of observing humanoid silhouettes in close proximity to volcanic vents or calderas. Despite the inclination of some to discredit these assertions as mere products of local legends or visual tricks, the persistence and regularity of these reports demand serious consideration. One noteworthy case occurred at Mount St. Helens in 1980, when a series of unexplained aerial sightings were reported by park rangers and helicopter pilots during the volcanic eruption. Witnesses described bright, glowing orbs that appeared to defy the laws of physics, maneuvering effortlessly through the turbulent plumes of ash and smoke. This incident prompted an investigation by the United States Geological Survey, but the mystery remained unsolved, leaving scientists perplexed. The first-hand testimonies provide intriguing insights into the occurrences, while scientific inquiries have been dedicated to deciphering the enigma surrounding peculiar lights and objects near live volcanoes. Scientists have utilized an array of methodologies and cutting-edge technologies, such as remote sensing, thermal imaging, and spectroscopy, to document and scrutinize these occurrences. The findings derived from these endeavors are both captivating and bewildering, offering a rich tapestry of unexplained natural phenomena. One scientific hypothesis suggests that the presence of these enigmatic objects and illuminations could be associated with the unique electromagnetic circumstances generated by volcanic activity. When volcanoes erupt, they release immense quantities of charged particles, including ions and electrons, into the atmosphere. These charged particles have the potential to interact with the Earth's magnetic field, resulting in electromagnetic irregularities that materialize as luminous phenomena. These anomalies could potentially account for the observations of radiant orbs and unusual lights in the vicinity of volcanic areas. This explanation provides insights into the complex relationship between volcanic activity and the occurrence of mysterious lights, shedding light on the intriguing interplay of electromagnetic forces and geological phenomena. Amplifying the provided text regarding volcanic lightning, it is essential to recognize the significant impact of the intense heat resulting from volcanic eruptions, leading to the ionization of atmospheric gases and the creation of luminous plasma discharges. Volcanic lightning, a well-documented natural occurrence during such eruptions, has been observed for its awe-inspiring display. However, reports from eyewitnesses have suggested witnessing unusual lights and objects displaying orchestrated movements, a deviation from conventional lightning behavior. This intriguing revelation sparks inquiries into the genuine nature of these mysterious phenomena, raising questions that challenge our understanding of volcanic lightning and its associated anomalies. An alternative scientific viewpoint posits that the enigmatic objects and lights may potentially stem from an uncharted geophysical occurrence associated with volcanic activity. Some scientists suggest that underground gases, including methane or sulfur compounds, might contribute to the emergence of these phenomena. In specific circumstances, these gases could undergo ignition or chemical reactions, leading to the creation of luminous displays observable on the surface. While this hypothesis remains speculative, it emphasizes the imperative need for more extensive exploration and thorough investigation into this phenomenon. In the pursuit of understanding the inexplicable presence of enigmatic objects and illuminations surrounding active volcanoes, a multitude of hypotheses and theories have surfaced. Among these is a proposition attributing these occurrences to the influence of advanced beings. Advocates of this notion posit that advanced societies or entities from alternate realms might be overseeing or engaging with the geological dynamics of Earth. While this concept may initially appear outlandish, it cannot be summarily disregarded, considering the abundant testimonies of unidentified flying objects in proximity to volcanic locations. Another theory suggests that these occurrences may be inherent outcomes of volcanic activities that are still not completely comprehended. It is plausible that volcanic eruptions create distinct circumstances, such as electromagnetic disruptions or release of gases, contributing to the appearance of the documented illuminations and entities. Nonetheless, The exact processes responsible for these phenomena continue to evade explanation, warranting additional investigation to substantiate this theory. Some scientists posit a connection between the mysterious lights and objects and geological occurrences, like piezoelectric impacts of tectonic pressures. Volcanoes are active settings characterized by intricate interplays between the Earth's crust and the molten mantle below. These interactions may give rise to uncommon electrical or mechanical phenomena, which could materialize as luminous manifestations and objects in the vicinity of volcanic vents. This suggests that the unique dynamics within volcanic environments have the potential to generate extraordinary occurrences that defy conventional explanations, thereby contributing to the enigma surrounding these phenomena. The allure of enigmatic phenomena and luminous occurrences in the proximity of active volcanoes continues to arrest our collective curiosity, evoking a sense of wonder and fascination. Although skeptics may discount first-hand testimonies as anecdotal or inconclusive, scientific inquiries and theories provide insights into the intricate nature of this puzzle. Whether these occurrences stem from natural processes, geophysical irregularities, or interactions with extraterrestrial beings, one aspect remains unequivocal. They challenge our comprehension of the natural realm and motivate us to delve into the enigmas that still envelop us. The profound implications of these mysterious events not only captivate our imagination, but also compel us to contemplate the unexplained facets of our world, encouraging an endless quest for understanding and insight. As we venture further into the exploration of active volcanoes and the phenomena intertwined with them, it is imperative to approach this puzzle with receptiveness and a dedication to scientific investigation. Through leveraging cutting-edge technologies, interdisciplinary study, and the cooperation of specialists from diverse domains, we aspire to gradually unravel the enigmatic properties concealed within the radiant enigmas that pirouette within the fiery landscapes of our planet's active volcanoes. In the interim, the magnetism of these cryptic manifestations and luminosities will persist in luring us into the abyss of the unfamiliar, presenting an invitation to traverse the unexplored frontiers of our natural sphere. This process aligns with the comprehensive exploration of active volcanoes, delving deeply into the scientific, geographical, and geological aspects, enriching our understanding of these captivating features. In an era of advanced technology and scientific exploration, the unexpected appearance of a massive circular object on weather radar above Mexico has stirred intrigue and speculation. Detected by an online user monitoring atmospheric conditions, this anomaly has captured the attention of UFO enthusiasts and the general public. On a seemingly ordinary day, weather radar systems across Mexico picked up an unusual and massive circular object high above the country. This object, unlike any typical meteorological phenomenon, presented as a well-defined circular formation, prompting immediate curiosity and concern among meteorologists. The radar signature was first noticed by someone who was looking through the application, with them saying that they were monitoring routine weather patterns. The object appeared as a large, circular anomaly with clear edges, distinguishable from the surrounding weather data. Initial assessments suggested that the object was stationary at a high altitude, but its precise nature remained unclear. News of the detection spread quickly through public channels, with online users speculated as to what could have been causing this mysterious anomaly. Social media platforms were abuzz with speculation, and news outlets began reporting on the mysterious object. The appearance of such a distinct and massive object on weather radar has led to numerous hypotheses, ranging from conventional meteorological phenomena to more exotic theories. One of the more mundane explanations is that the object could be a weather balloon. However, this was very quickly rejected due to the size of the object. Certain atmospheric conditions can create unusual radar reflections. However, the precise circular shape and the lack of corresponding visual phenomena make this explanation less convincing. Some suggest that the object could be a military or experimental aircraft. Given the size and altitude, it could be part of a classified operation involving advanced technology. Governments often conduct tests that are not disclosed to the public, and such an explanation could account for the secrecy and peculiar radar signature. Nonetheless, no official statements or confirmations have been made by military authorities. The most interesting hypothesis is that the object is an extraterrestrial craft. UFO enthusiasts have pointed to the precise circular shape and the stationary position as evidence supporting this theory. This object, distinct from any known meteorological phenomenon, appeared on radar screens as a well-defined stationary formation. Its size and shape resembled that of a colossal disk, leading to immediate curiosity and concern among the observers. The object was first detected by a weather radar station, which initially registered it as a potential atmospheric anomaly. However, further analysis revealed that the object maintained a consistent altitude and showed a solid, dense radar signature, distinguishing it from typical weather formations like clouds or storm systems. The anomaly measured over 100 miles in diameter, making it significantly larger than any known aircraft or natural atmospheric occurrence. The detection of such a massive unidentified object has led to various hypotheses, ranging from conventional to extraordinary. The scientific community has traditionally been skeptical of UFO sightings due to a lack of credible evidence. However, the detailed radar data and pilot observations in this case provide a compelling basis for further study. Interdisciplinary research involving radar technology, aerospace engineering, and atmospheric science is crucial for understanding and potentially explaining such phenomena. From a security perspective, the appearance of a massive unidentified object in national airspace is a cause for concern. Many users who saw the anomaly said that the Mexican government, along with international allies, must assess the potential threat posed by such objects. This incident may prompt increased investment in advanced radar and tracking systems, as well as the development of protocols for responding to UAP encounters. Public interest in UFOs has been reignited by this event, highlighting the enduring fascination with extraterrestrial life and unexplained phenomena. The incident has sparked widespread media coverage and discussion, contributing to a growing movement advocating for transparency and disclosure regarding UFO sightings. Governments and scientific institutions may face increasing pressure to release information and conduct open investigations into unidentified objects. Regardless of the object's true nature, its detection has broader implications for science, public perception, and the discourse surrounding unidentified aerial phenomena. The detection of the circular object has reignited public interest in UFOs and unidentified aerial phenomena. This event has been added to the growing list of unexplained occurrences that captivate the public imagination. Such incidents often prompt discussions about the limitations of our current scientific understanding and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. As of right now, the detection of a massive circular object on weather radar above Mexico remains a mystery, challenging our understanding of atmospheric phenomena and the capabilities of current technology. While conventional explanations such as weather balloons, atmospheric anomalies, or military aircraft have been considered, none fully account for the observed characteristics. This leaves the door open to more exotic theories, including the possibility of extraterrestrial origin. Like many other countries in the world, Mexico has seen UFO sightings for many years. However, sightings have been especially frequent there since the early 1990s and the Mexican UFO wave. In the early evening of March 5, 2004, numerous Mexican Air Force pilots saw and recorded 11 unexplained objects flying over Campeche State, Mexico. At a little over 12,000 feet, these light orbs suddenly materialized and encircled the jet as it conducted its usual anti-drug trafficking surveillance operation. Oddly enough, only 3 of the things that the pilots were plainly able to see appeared on the aircraft's radar system. The article states that the entire flight of the Air Force Merlin bimotor aircraft was captured on advanced, high-tech digital recording equipment while it flew its route. The plane's primary purpose was to report anything of interest so that combat aircraft might be scrambled if necessary. Since this was a surveillance and detection mission rather than a combat mission, it was not outfitted for combat. The crew initially noticed unknown traffic at 5 in the afternoon. Núñez turned the aircraft around and flew in the direction of the target because he thought it might be a trafficking plane and wanted to look into it more. He reported the abnormality to the control tower by radio as he was doing this. The jet abruptly and frighteningly vanished into the distance as it got closer to the unidentified object. Núñez and the other members of the crew realized at this time that they were dealing with something far more unusual. The thing moved so swiftly that the team was taken aback and momentarily confused on what to do. Then suddenly, it was there again, behind them. They had yet to establish visual contact, but they could see the thing on the radar. A second item emerged on the radar, behind them as well, and they rapidly surveyed the sky with their eyes. Núñez radioed the events back to the control tower as they were occurring. As for the objects, they were still tracking the jet, based on radar signals at least. Based on their observation, it appeared that the unidentified object was deliberately maintaining the same distance from the aircraft, indicating that they were, for the time being at least, only keeping an eye on it. The crew should have been able to detect the objects with their own eyes in addition, given the radar data. They were all perplexed, though, as visible proof of their airborne presence remained evaded thus far. After then, the aircraft executed a number of prearranged maneuvers in an effort to obtain visual confirmation of the unusual craft. But in spite of this, their radar data plainly indicated that there was something in the skies, and none of the crew was able to see it. They witnessed several additional objects suddenly appear on their radar screens as they persisted in their attempts to detect these mysterious things visually. Things were going to get rather dramatic. The crew took a moment to collect themselves before realizing that 9 new objects had emerged on the radar screen, indicating that 11 unknown things were now pursuing their aircraft, none of which they could currently see. Núñez reported these additional arrivals right away, starting to seriously consider the danger he and the crew could be in at this point. The crew was more than startled as the objects abruptly moved into a circular posture, fully encircling their jet as they watched the events unfold on the radar screen. Furthermore, these objects were now very close together, based on the radar. Nevertheless, the crew was unable to see them. The crew maintained their composure in spite of the genuinely strange circumstances. Lieutenant German Marin, the radar operator, admitted to being a little afraid since they were facing something that had never happened before. Major Magdaleno Jasso Núñez, the pilot, stated that the objects, or the intelligence behind them, were well aware that the plane would eventually pursue the mysterious lights. Although he was unable to identify the bizarre objects, Lieutenant Mario Adrian Vasquez, the third pilot and infrared operator, said they were completely real. Núñez decided to switch off all of the lights in their car after a few moments to see if it would improve the problem. Suddenly, after a few moments, the objects vanished. They didn't come back this time. Following the occurrence, the Mexican Department of Defense conducted a thorough inquiry, which was conducted with extreme seriousness. In fact, General Clemente Vega Garcia took it so seriously that he assigned television journalist Jamie Maussan, who specialized in these areas, to work with him. Maussan had access to all of the data and interviews, and the 3 pilots were urged and granted permission to tell the journalist exactly what happened during the incident. Based on this, it seems reasonable to infer that a sincere effort was made to investigate the occurrence, but no rationalization has ever been offered. However, it would appear that whatever was causing this odd occurrence was extremely intelligent. Furthermore, it is impossible to overlook the parallels with the Pentagon footage. As we will see in a moment, what's even more intriguing is that there may have been a chance for violence to arise from this encounter, according to possibly leaked US documents. But first, let's travel back a little more than 10 years prior to the event and a UFO sighting that thousands of people saw. Witness reports of UFO sightings have been a regular feature of life in Mexico since the summer of 1991. Most people think that the event that started this ongoing wave of sightings happened on July 11, 1991, in the afternoon, when many strange flying objects were sighted over Mexico City for several hours, and thousands of individuals saw these sightings all around the city, and the Mexican government finally looked into them.